Uh, so when Drake dropped that song "Search and Rescue," Complex Music, which by the way, I was very surprised that they had an opinion piece that was anti anybody because usually some of these outlets they try to play the middle because they want to interview down the line. And you could accuse that of many different people because sometimes it's hard to criticize because sometimes people take it whatever. Anyway, they wrote this article on Drake and they said, "Yo, Drake, Kim K Stunt." Let me make this a little bit smaller. They say Drake, Kim K Stunt fell flat. Now, they actually wrote a whole article about it, and let me pull it up. And it's kind of said a few things that I've wondered about Drake. I wondered about it going into CLB. Drake, Kim K Stunt fell flat. Should be a complex article. Now, I'll tell you what I previously wondered and thought. I said, I think Drake has given us amazing music, obviously for his whole career. But Drake, I believe in moments when he's either the underdog or he has an opponent, Drake rises to the occasion. When Pusha T literally drops the story of Adidon, which I still believe Duppy Freestyle was better, but he revealed that Drake had a kid. I think Drake dropped an amazing double album. He had God's Plan going already, Mob Ties, Elevate, Survival. It was nice for one on that. I can't remember. He had just so many great songs on that particular project. But even to answer to the Sun thing, he created March 14th. Drake, when confronted with, "Oh, we're exposing you," handled it well. What about when Meek confronted him? "Yo, you're right, yo shit, whatever. Drake bodied him, hit him with back-to-back. That was history. But also in that time, Drake gave us like these classic songs. You feel me? Like we have to realize that In Your Feelings kind of popped out there. Like Drake just started giving us, like he turned up anytime there's someone to juxtapose him to. Anytime you're feeling like, damn, they're trying to get Drake, he reacts really good. You know what I mean? To compare him in basketball, he's a great clutch player, right? Like anytime you've wondered, man, is he falling off? Oh, damn, I think they finally got him. He reacts great. Now, and by the way, I could go through these moments of him dropping records when there might be a question about his either writing skills, his pen, his integrity. He's going against someone. He's answered it well. What I've wondered, and I thought about it going into CLB, what does a Drake project sound like if Drake don't have somebody to diss? Because if you think about even the 5 a.m. in Toronto's and all of that, Drake talks. I like when Drake is talking to niggas like they're his sons. I could load every gun with bullet that fire backwards, still never lose a single rapper. Niggas hit threats can't hit him after the laughter. That's why I'm headed for the bank, nigga. You know what I mean? Like Versace, like all of that. Like it sounds great, but it always felt like Drake had that underdog, like, yo, I gotta get at y'all type of thing. In 2023, Drake is unanimously the man. There is no competition. Doesn't look, at this point in the conversation is, how long could he keep the throne? And by the way, that's what his rhetoric has been. Yo, I'm going to just hold on to the throne as long as I want to. But he doesn't necessarily have an adversary anymore. There's no more, who's the antagonist in this story at this point? Now, some people do well without having one, right? Some people just make music in a vacuum. Drake, I believe, has done a great job when there is somebody going against him. And by the way, this article kind of spelled it out. And I was kind of surprised that they came to this conclusion. But I know for me, that song, the Search and Rescue song, it's a good song to throw out. It ain't the one, though. Will I say that, Drake is in turmoil? Because, no. He just dropped a fantastic album with Her Loss, While some people didn't like Honestly Never Mind, I think CLB was pretty well received. And before CLB was Scorpion. So like Drake hasn't had many misses. So if he dropped a song that you didn't like, whoop-de-doo, he's given us a bunch of millions of songs, and not millions, but hundreds of songs that we liked before. Anyway, let me get into reading some of this article real quick. Somebody said when he's in diss mode, he don't play. You're right. And I think that's what, that's the edge. So look, it says Drake thrives when he has an opponent to embarrass, an enemy to battle, or a beef to win. That's pretty much what we just said, right? Without an op to aim at, which by the way is interesting to see. I think this guy's a writer. He put op in the second line of his article. Without an op to aim at, though he sometimes struggles to find new motivations in his music. And his latest single is a reflection of that. On Search and Rescue, his sounds uninspired. The official song arrived today after being first teased during his Sirius XM radio show Sound 42 on April 2nd. It's well produced thanks to Philadelphia beatmaker Binks and falls in line with the more ominous beat selection he has been using lately, but the bars don't hold up. Wow, okay. Come and rescue me, take me out the club, take me out the trap, take me off the market, take me off the map. He croons, playing the damsel in distress, or the damsel he often act like he's trying to save. These lyrics sounds like an afterthought to what's really meant to be another unnecessary subliminal diss towards Kanye. Drake put more energy into the troll-style marketing for the track rather than its actual content, resulting in a below-average song that's bogged down by the pettiness that's powered its rollout. Search and Rescue comes across like it's a less inspired version of Elevate, which Elevate was fire, or Nothing's Into Somethings, which was fire too, albeit much longer, where Drake used slower beats and repetitive hooks, but in this case, the verses don't add anything to the song. He repeats mommy a dozen times, I counted, and there are only so many times I could listen to a 36-year-old rapper sing about wanting to be saved from the club life, before wondering if there's a deep underlying issue. Remember what we were talking about Uzi? I think, again, by the way, I really just think this is a song, so I'm not going too much into these theories, but you see these writers start writing and questioning Drake, and they're using his age to basically saying he should be growing more. I think Drake is growing. I think, he showed growth of somebody who's a single father, a guy who's in bachelorhood, now he got a kid. I'm seeing growth somewhat, but, every song he puts out ain't going to be the growth song. I'm seeing growth in his art. Like, he's kind of, he's still obsessed with being the top guy at the top, but I'm seeing that he's less amused by some of the things that did amuse him before, and that's being true to himself. That's growth. You know what I mean? He's jaded in certain senses, but there are other things that he feels he has to accomplish. I think that's growth. You know what I mean? Growth ain't just like rapping on some 444 shit giving us financial advice. You get what I mean? Growth is just being very honest to where you are in life now. And where he's at in life at this point, he's a father. He's 36. He's also, and by the way, growth also to me was him being very honest in that interview with Yachty too. So anyway, somebody gonna be like, damn, you just pause reading the article and ad-lib some dick suck. God damn. Anyway, he never finds the melodic pocket on Search and Rescue, making his empty lyrics even more noticeable. Songs like Elevated Nothing to Something work because of catchy grooves he finds and the slick wordplay he's famous for. But this song has neither. To put it in TikTok terminology, this track has neither the thoughts nor the vibes. Drake ain't doing nothing different than what he's done before. It's just another example of him leaning into this patented formula of lo-fi production paired with a easily captionable hook and catch-all subject. But it doesn't land because of the weak verses and all the weird trolling in between. Following the first verse, Drake samples a clip from the series of the Keeping Up with the Kardashians where Kim K is talking about getting a divorce. I didn't come this far to come this far and not be happy. I didn't come far just to come this far and not be happy. Before the track release, Drake dad commented that his son isn't trolling Ye, and that's just a song, but the two rappers' history suggests otherwise. Drake and Ye's feud has been well documented up until this point, and many have speculated that it has been rumors of Drake is because of rumors Drake has allegedly been intimate with Kim in the past. By the way, Kanye said that's not true. He said that he talked to Drake, and Drake said it wasn't true. Which, by the way, also, they were both on stage. Again, I'm going to bring it up at that Free Larry Hoover concert. Anyway, Kanye sounds those murmurs at his last visits to Drink Champs, and most fans thought the beef was squashed. That is true. When they came together for Ye's 2021 Free Larry Hoover benefit concert. Damn, that's 2 years already? Oh my, I feel like time is flying. They did that in 2021. But then Drake doubled down on the beef during his Her Loss cut, Circo Loco rapping, linking with the ops, bitch, I did that shit for Jay Prince, bitch, I did it for the mob ties, referring to his music industry veteran Jay Prince, who's notoriously brokered their treaty. Drake gains nothing from continuing to antagonize Kanye West, and now it's a distraction in his music rather than the spice he might be aiming for. That's a reasonable critique. This whole thing about Kim K just randomly being sampled, I thought that was just random. Like, I didn't think Kim K sample added nothing more than to fuel a possible reigniting of the beef. I don't think it did anything. I was like, why is he, what? Now, granted, Kanye's always been a sucker to jump into these moments and go crazy on social media to the point that Drake don't look like he's tripping, right? I think that happened before. Drake randomly dissed Kanye on the low, and Kanye went berserk, and we're left saying, yo, Kanye is just tripping. Drake is the cool one, right? You know what I mean? It's like, yo, whoever gets angry looks like the person who's probably doing the most, right? Ye already lost virtually everything, blah, 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 blah. Okay, Drake came on top of the Feud long ago, using a sample paired with the cover art, right? With the woman who looks strikingly Kardashian-esque in a helmet, which could be referenced in a picture Kim and Kanye took together. It's not a flex, it's weird. It seems Drake put more energy into trolling Kanye than the song, which leads me to believe that this beef is either much deeper than music for him, or he needs another adversary in order to fuel his creative fire right now. Drake has made some of his best music in the heat of the battle. His beef with Meek Mill, Birth, Charged Up, back to back, a sizzling run throughout summers 2016 and beyond. This was back when Drake diss songs still meant something. Not only did Back to Back embarrass Meek and turn him into a meme, got nominated for a Grammy. It was a summer anthem that took over the streets and the clubs. It didn't sacrifice lyrical integrity for pettiness. It found a way to live in a perfect union, which is a calling card of a well-crafted diss song. The only reason that beef was ended because Drake called it off. Meanwhile, Drake beef with Pusha T, despite ending in defeat. Yeah, I think Drake has never really accepted that Pusha T beat him, nor have I, because if Drake dissed Pusha T right now, I'd accept it. Us as fans want Drake to win every beef. You know what I mean? And I don't think Drake has really ever accepted that people are looking at that beef to say he got one-upped. Anyway. He said right now he's preparing to go on his first tour in 2018, and he just released 2 solo albums. So letting the gossipy, or 2 albums last year, not solo. So letting the gossipy single fly is an easy way to keep his name in the conversation, despite likely not having another major project in the pipeline. He has a history of picking at bees for years, including sending subliminal shots to Pusha T after their long feud. And he's not letting up on Kanye West. Then this guy brings up the point I talked about too. He says, Drake doesn't need to start dad rapping or drop his version of 444. He doesn't have to drastically change the subject matter. He's the self-crowned petty king. He doesn't need to reinvent himself, but he just needs to not sound, he doesn't need to sound, what? But he just doesn't sound inspired in his new song. Perhaps the war for words is the only thing that keeps his passion burning lately, and he has to stoke at the dull embers, or maybe it's his drama, blah, blah. Anyway, funny enough, I just thought it was a throwaway that I think he read the signals wrong of TikTok fucking with. I think Drake, in his own way, I think he leaks his own music. like leak snippets of it, and he kind of watches to see what people say about it, and then he goes off and kind of says, "All right, cool. Now I should drop this because it could capitalize on a moment." Now, granted, he could drop anything anytime and it'll be huge. And by the way, this song is definitely going to be a top 3 song, if not number 1. But Drake, like, he's still in the ring. He's still like Floyd, or Floyd back when Floyd was really still boxing. He's still in the ring, and he still wants to be in that relevancy conversation, even though Drake is bigger than ever being in a conversation about relevancy at this point. Anyway, I wasn't thinking about this one thing until I seen it. I seen it recently. Let me see it. Wait. And I'm wondering if this has any type of hold on, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I think it'll be this, right? I don't like to use people's ideas or opinions without trying to credit them, especially if it's my man's. I seen Joe. Joe was giving his opinion about it, and he said, "Yo, he feels that this song is the new Lil Yachty era-esque inspiration or influence on Drake, which means that Drake, whether through the production of Yachty, who knows if Yachty's writing or anything of the sort, Drake and Yachty have been like, shit, I mean, Drake just posted Yachty in his crib like 2 days ago, cooking up beats or what. I don't know what's going on, but clearly it looks like Yachty is like almost like a creative director of maybe music and vibes for Drake at the moment. And according to what